Hi, here are some homework problems from section 2.2. I was surprised that nobody asked questions, so I just wanted to make sure that we could do the problems. So the problem I'd like to look at would be problem 16. It says, write in standard form. We didn't really talk about this in class, but I asked you to put it in your vocab list, but your standard form was the one that looks like ax plus by equals c. And a, b, and c are whole numbers. So we have to write the equation for a line, and we're given a slope and a point. Now there are two ways that we can do this, but because we're given a slope and a point, I'm going to use first point slope form. So remember, point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Each of these formulas, again, has a different purpose. So this one is an easy one to write an equation with. So y minus 3 equals 2/5 times x minus negative 1. So y minus 3 equals 2/5 times x plus 1. I'm next going to distribute. So y minus 3 equals 2/5 x plus 2/5. And now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And I have y equals 2/5 x plus, now you could write this as 3 2/5, or you could write this as an improper fraction. Again, 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 would be 17/5. You could write it as a decimal as well, but we're typically going to write things either as mixed numbers or more likely as improper fractions. So here is my equation. This is now written in slope intercept form, but the ultimate goal for this problem was to write it in standard form. Notice that the x and the y are both on the left-hand side. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm first going to notice that my x is on the right. So to get to the left, I'm going to subtract the 2/5 x from both sides. So now I have negative 2/5 x plus y equals 17/5. Again, a is a whole number if you looked at our definition on the board. And whole numbers, when you have a fraction, you just multiply by the denominator. So if I multiply this whole entire equation by 5 times negative 2/5 gives me negative 2x plus 5 times y is 5y, and 5 times 17/5 is 17. Again, if I said this is supposed to be a whole number, it's supposed to be positive. So I'm going to multiply the whole thing by negative 1, so I have 2x minus 5y equals negative 17. So this would be my answer in standard form. If you have other questions on standard form, please don't hesitate to email or to come in. Another question that I wanted to go through was a problem like number 18. Again, this is on your section 2.2 homework. It says find the slope. You should be able to know how to do this from our 2 belt work quizzes, but again, to find the slope, the easiest way that we have learned is to get y by itself and put your equation into slope-intercept form. So I get y equals negative 3 divided by negative 4 is positive 3/4 x. 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. So my slope in this problem is 3/4. It now asks for your intercepts, and we define those on our board. But if you're going to find your y-intercept, that's typically the easiest one. The y-intercept is, again, if you plugged in 0 for x, you would have negative 3 for y. And I just want to show you the algebra for that. If I substitute in 0 for x, this whole thing becomes 0. So I just have 0 minus 3, which is why it is negative 3. To find my x-intercept, again, when you define this on the board, you have to plug in 0 for y. That one's a little bit more complicated. 0 equals 3/4 x minus 3. So you have to solve for x. So you have to add 3 to both sides. So 3 equals 3/4 x. Now we have a fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by its reciprocal. Actually, sorry, I'm going to multiply both sides by 4 just to be consistent. So I have 12 equals 3x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by the 3. So x equals 4. So my x-intercept would be 4, 0. So those are just 2 problems from your 2-2 homework that I was surprised that nobody asked me about. But again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to email or come in for help.